Well, I got a couple hours of nap, as much as you could sleep after a game like that for the New York Jets, but we've got more takeaways to share, and hopefully that was a serious wake-up call. Plus, this one kind of snuck under the radar. A few hours before kickoff yesterday, the Jets signed a 26-year-old former All-Pro. Interesting. We'll discuss, and of course, take your phone calls. Let's roll.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Good morning, Boy Green Coffee Club. My name is Paul Weston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcast, baby. We were just live about 5 hours ago for the postgame show around 2 in the morning. Shout out to Terrence, who I believe is getting on a flight right now to Cabo. So shout out to our guy who served as a quasi-semi co-host last night / earlier this morning. So shout out to Terrence, a member of our Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, I want to reiterate that last night sucked. All right, it was embarrassing. Here in particular, this stat from Rich Cimini off the top: the Jets allowed 8, count them 8 straight scoring drives. Rich Cimini asks openly, how rare is that? It's the first time in the last 45 years for the Jets, per Elias Sports. That's as far back as their records go in this category, or it would go further. The test for this game for the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers was, okay, coaching, because this roster's talented, the Jets, obviously. But could they coach? And Saleh failed that first test against Kyle Shanahan. Now, Kyle Shanahan's one of the best coaches in the league. But Saleh, who knows him intimately, you thought you'd have some sort of an advantage. Yeah, he obviously knows you, so there was an advantage that way too. But that there would be some sort of adjustments made on defense. The run defense was god-awful, allowing 180 yards rushing and 147 to a guy making his first career start. I know there's a Shanahan thing for finding running backs in the garbage can with lesser value of 7th-round picks and undrafted free agents, but that was tough. That was tough. The run defense was questioned. The coaching adjustments was bad. And now the Jets better hope there's a wake-up call, because here were a couple of the takeaways from some of the players last night. This is what Garrett Wilson told Connor Hughes after the game. Quote, we're not there yet. They whooped our ass today. End quote. That was Garrett Wilson to Connor Hughes after the game. Breece Hall to Connor Hughes after the game. Quote, they just played harder than us, Breece Hall said. And then added in, this was Connor's interpretation of what Breece said. Said, sometimes you need a game like this to see the standard you are trying to reach. 49ers are the team the Jets are trying to beat. Now, that's something, when you say they played harder than us. Like, that's things you can control. We can't control talent. Like, if they're their talent, we're our talent. That it just is what it is. From that perspective, like talent, you can't change. You can't change talent. You have the talent you have. It is what it is. But when you're questioning, like, damn, they played harder than us. Why? It's week 1, season opener, all this hype and expectation. They should not be playing harder than you. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Let's go to quickly a YouTube membership shout out jumping in. And by the way, for every YouTube membership shout out, we go to my daughter, Zariah Luna, live on the scene.
Wow.
Thank you, Zariah Luna. Boba Jet here, member for a month. BG, thank you for all the content. Your dedication's unmatched. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. I love doing this. And I love this community we've created. Which, speaking of, forgot to flip the light on for you, Terrence. Shoop. We are 26 members away from Terrence's next emoji. Again, it's kind of rough times right now after that loss, so I'd understand if people are not really in the mood for this kind of business. But okay, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Thank you, Boba Jet. I really appreciate the kind words, man. I enjoy doing this. And I was excited. My daughter yesterday, she doesn't, because she's so young, it's hard for her to be engaged. But yesterday, I'm getting all the heebie-jeebies ahead of Monday Night Football. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then on the touchdown drive, I'm just going, booyah, yeah. And then she was clapping with me, going, yeah, yeah. And she was trying to like mimic my words. It was terrific, man. We're raising them right, baby. We were raising them right. All right, let me go to some comments too. Oh wait, before I go to the comments, I'm sorry. Before I go to the comments, I want to get to this because hours before the game, the Jets signed a former All-Pro, and you're like, oh, whoa! Hours before the game, we have an article, by the way, in the YouTube description down below. I want to make sure I got the name right. Kene Wanwu, 26-year-old former All-Pro return man. Again, his name is again Kene Wanwu. And the talented return man. I love the Jets taking a quick, stray away from the game real quick. Kene Wanwu, I love the dart throw. This is Tariq Cohen, but a lot younger, basically, is the dart throw you're taking. A former All-Pro that had some sort of an injury issue because he had been with the Vikings for the last couple of years. Again, former All-Pro. Then he doesn't make the Vikings final roster, so he gets cut. Now, when players that young without the proper service time get cut, they're open to the league to waivers. The New Orleans Saints, we want Kene Wanwu. We'll put in a claim for him. They claim him. Kene Wanwu heads on down to the Saints. He takes his physical, as any player must do to complete the transaction, fails the physical, and the Saints go, geez, you're waived. You're cut again then. We get past the physical. And now he's signed with the Jets. He's joining the practice squad first. So it sounds like he's fixed whatever thing ailed him over the last 10 days, which seems a little odd, but hey, whatever. So Kene Wanwu, I like it. It's a dart throw. The NFL dramatically changed its return rules. We saw DJ Dallas. Okay, he returned a kickoff for a touchdown against the Buffalo Bills. So this is a factor where we didn't get much of a factor last night. It seemed like we didn't get many returns. I think maybe we got 2, 3. I mean, let me see. I got the stats in front of me here. What did we have? 3 kickoff returns, 1 punt return. There you go. That was the game. X averaged 25.7 a return. That's nothing wrong with that. That's just dandy. And I think on a couple of those, he just went like, F it, I got to try to make a play. And he probably would have normally kneeled it in the end zone. Because again, if you get the ball in the end zone, kneel it, it's at the 30-yard line. If it kind of skips into the end zone like a rock across the pond, that's a 20-yard line. So there's all these rules. I suggest playing Madden, to be honest with you folks, because that's helping me learn the rules a little bit more. When I'm playing Madden, I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, so it's giving me a better sense of it. But anywho, here on Kene Wanwu, it's an interesting dart throw by the Jets. Why not? Add him to the practice squad, see what he can do, see if there's anything there. If there's nothing there, then you cut him. No harm, no foul. If there is something there, it's a little chutzpah, perhaps. No, don't get that. That word doesn't get enough play in our society. A little chutzpah, all of a sudden, okay, Kene Wanwu, welcome to the team, brother. So they can put that together. So yeah, I just want to make sure I got that in there on, again, Kene Wanwu. I've said that word a lot now. Probably an alarming amount, but that's neither here nor there. But there you go. Nice little dart throw returner. So we do have that down below as well. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me, so obviously there's the statistics where the Jets got run all over and there's no real adjustments. That part was pretty frustrating. Let me check penalties. Where'd we end up at penalties? Yeah. Speaking of penalties real quick, can someone explain this to me? Can someone explain this to me real quick? How do we get an illegal formation penalty on the guard? Like, so someone asked me earlier in the week, hey, Paul, do you think the illegal formation thing's going to affect the Jets? I'm like, no, why would it affect the Jets? We got 2 veteran tackles out there. I'm sure they'll be fine. John Simpson, how is he not on the line? How does that even make any sense? If he's not on the line, aren't the tackles not on the line? Isn't the center not on the line? Like the guard's in the sandwich. How would he not be on the line? That doesn't make any sense. So that seemed like a ridiculous call. I don't understand how would a guard, like there's a center, there's guards, there's tackles. How could the guard be off the line with the line. That I don't understand. So that one was a little weird. I remember that penalty last night. The hell? So 3 penalties for 10 yards. Okay, so penalties a relative non-factor for the New York Jets. Blessed be he. Okay, there's a positive. People looking for positives. Okay, thank God. That's nice. But it wasn't a lot of positives. Again, the Jets got pistol whipped by a team that's been in the NFC Championship game in 4 of the last 5 years and went to the Super Bowl twice. I thought this is a team, and then you get the Christian McCaffrey news right before you're like, oh man, this is setting up perfectly for the Jets. But you saw Kyle Shanahan went, ooh, I don't have Christian McCaffrey. I could go into my bag. And he was pulling out all kinds of things. Now not everything worked. That weird triple, quadruple reverse thing with Deebo Samuel, like that should have been a very negative play, and it was a minimal negative play. So that should have been more negative. But, he got creative. He said, ooh, cool, I can use Mason. I can use Deebo Samuel. I can use this play, this play, this play. He got really creative. But yeah, we didn't see that same level of creativity from the Jets on a consistent basis. All right, let me go through some comments here. On the show. By the way, appreciate everybody joining us more. We got 500 people in the room. Hopefully you guys got some sleep last night. Okay, let's go to a random Twitter. PPG. Finally, someone's talking about the head coach. How many more excuses are we going to keep making for him? He only had a quarterback. Well, he does now, and look at what happened. Yeah. Now, it's week 1, so I want to put that out into the universe. But, Saleh was a little, in my opinion, now that I've slept on it, I've gotten some time to think. It was 1 a.m. when we were on last. The thing I didn't really like from Saleh in the postgame presser was it was a lot of brushing aside. It's the first game. Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in 20 months. This, that, or the other. It seemed like a lot of brushing off. And boy, he brushed. If it was a car filled with snow, the snow is no longer on the car. There's a lot of brushing going on. Now, if the Jets come out and kick the Titans' ass, Saleh's going to be like, see, I told you, just some brushing. But if they don't, pressure on Saleh to be like, whoa, you said it was just this. You said it was just that. You said it was just rust. Should put a little pressure on himself, in my opinion, with how flippant. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it just like he just kind of dismissed it. He was like, We were like, run defense. That's an issue. He went, we'll fix it. Yeah, boy, the offense, he's like, we didn't give him enough chances. Here's the defensive stuff. Okay. So, we need to see some more of that. There we go. I know I'm really behind in the comments. Let me go to most recent. Also, guys, send in those YouTube Super Chats. Plus, like I said, our next emoji coming out. Allen, if they lose Sunday, the scene at MetLife will be hostile. Oh, God. Yeah, if they were 0-2 heading into that week 3 home opener that I'm going to be at, yeah, that would be uncomfortable. James 32, offense showed flash, but definitely couldn't get on the field. But, man, the flashes were terrific. The 70-play drive from Aaron Rodgers, or not 70-play, 70-yard drive was terrific. That one was awesome. Aaron Rodgers drawing the defense offside and firing an absolute rocket ship into Alan Lazard's hand for a 37-yard touchdown. Come on, man. My big takeaway from a positive, it's been really negative so far, but I want to just lay it how it is. My big positive is there were plenty of flashes of elite Aaron Rodgers to me. Woo-wee. Yes, there was. I tweeted out after that touchdown drive, I went, so that's what offense looks like. Oh, that's what elite quarterback play looks like. Wow. Yeah, I was mystified. I was stargazed. I was just jaw dropped with wow. That's what it looks like. I was my daughter. I was doing this a lot last night.
Wow.
like a childhood boy. Wow. That was it as I was looking. Now, again, our standards aren't very high, to be honest with you. Our standards aren't very high in terms of the offense, but that is what happened. There was some splash on offense. Nick Boone asked, why they bench Sauce? Yeah, Terrence's theory last night at 1:30 in the morning was that Sauce got benched for his technique on tackling. I disagree, but that was Terrence's take, and that's fine. To me, I think it was. I don't know why we're harping on this so much, to be honest with you. So Sauce appeared like he heard it. So on that crazy trick play where Debo gets a triple reverse, he's like zigzagging all over the field, breaking a million tackles, and then Sauce dives in at the end. It looked like Sauce reached for his shoulder, and it looked like he was injured. Sauce eventually gets off the field. He has a helmet in his hands. Lisa Salters does some research into it, said it's not a medical reason that he's out. And Sauce said after the game he was catching his breath. Okay, makes sense to me. I don't think he was benched. Why would he be benched? I don't think the tackling technique. Because did Saleh see the tackling technique in the middle of everything? Go, oh boy, got to get him out of there. That doesn't. No, I don't think he got benched. To be honest with you, I do not. I do not think he did. So that part wasn't an issue to me. Matthias says you can't believe Sal ever. Well, perhaps. You guys could take that for what you will. Certainly injuries, I look different. Oh, yeah, R&R. The penalties that the 49ers should have had. Like Jordan Mason, I immediately was like, what the? Like there was a play where they're like, Bluebird 22, and then Jordan Mason just starts running. Like the play hasn't happened yet. Then they snap the ball. I'm like, false start? And that changed the drive. You're like, what the hell? So, yeah, the refs, not a lot of help. Not a lot of help. Although they did help on that one drive where there was like 20 penalties in a row on the 49ers. That was nice. I see some people saying in here, Rodgers look old. I didn't see that. Maybe I'm wearing green color glasses or something, but when I was watching last night, I didn't see those issues at all. James 32. Boy Green, do we see Reddick this week? Well, there was a non-existent pass rush from the New York Jets. That is factual. There's no doubt about it. So I'm sure members of the Reddick camp are someone described it last night in a comment, popping the bubbly or something of that nature. I don't know if it goes that far, but again, some leverage was going to be changed after this game. Either the Jets were emphatic with their pass rush and Reddick's like, shit, I guess I got to go back. Or the Jets struggle in that department. Reddick goes, phone on to vibrate. But to me, still, I don't think the Jets can just cave in. And I know some fans are going to be pissed at that. Cave in. We need this guy. Let's bring him in. Hassan Reddick's not fixing your run defense issues. He's helping with pass rush, obviously. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. But he's not helping the run defense issues. So do we see Reddick this week? It doesn't seem like the Jets are going to cave. And, yeah, that's just where I'm at. I just don't know. Now, again, I think Reddick is just hurting himself. If I was his agent, I'd be like, Reddick, get your ass in. Get your money. You're just losing it. If he sits out the entire season, he loses more money than he was scheduled to make. He's going to be paying the Jets money. You owe me money, mother beep. Like, that's what? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Let's go to the 411 again. Every time we get a super chat,
Wow.
the 411 on New York Sports. What happened with Sauce when he was out? Again, he seemingly got hurt. I assumed when I was watching the television broadcast, because again, he made a tackling leap late at Debo, who broke a million tackles. Damn, McQuinnan or one of these guys just got him initially. Jermaine lit up. I think it was Jordan Mason who did the pitch. Like, man, it was so close to that being a massive turnover-changing play for the Jets. It was this close. But yeah, Sauce made a late dive at Debo. It seemed like he hurt his shoulder. He reached up for it, and then eventually he gets off the field. And again, Lisa Salters, ESPN sideline reporter, did some looking into it. and said, no medical reason. The Jets say he's good to go, basically. Like, there's no medical reason why he's out. And just suck and win. Suck and win, I would assume is not a medical reason. But, again, I don't think it was a benching. Like, Sauce is... That'd be a weird message to say, because I feel like that would eventually get out. I don't know if Sauce would openly say it, but I don't know. I don't make much of it. But to 411 with a membership, baby. Let's try to increase the positivity with some chimes. Yes, and for those who are new to the channel, what Uncle Tio, a.k.a. the 411 on New York Sports, just unlocked for us is a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, which is our YouTube membership group, everybody. And that is getting you a loyalty badge, of course, right next to your name. It unlocks all the emojis and gives you access to the Discord channel where we're talking a lot about this game, well beyond our show here. So we're getting a lot of those conversations in as well. So long story short, the show just continues. And shout out to Matt Lamontague, who just got a membership to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you again. Shout out to Uncle Tio for making that possible. We got to update the banner real quick. Boop, boop. Now we're 25 members away from old Terrence. Maybe by the time he gets back from Cabo, we'll have that puppy figured out. 25 members away. Shout out to Uncle Tio for that baby. Very nice. Very well done. So FL Phil liked the way I described it. Oh, thank you, FL Phil. Philium. I agree, BG. Salo was dismissive. Flippant is a good way to describe it. It just, again, it seemed a little arrogant, you know? Like, 31 other teams had a week 1. 16 of the 32 won. That's the math of it. Like, other people were dealing with the same thing you were, of the rust factor and this or that. And to brush it off is like, damn, well, you better be right. Like, you better have your issues fixed, because if you just brush them off and say, I'm going to have all my issues fixed, and then the Titans run all over you something, now it's like, whoa, not fixed. Because there were some of these issues last year, and again, I don't think I was flippant about it, but I excused it away of like, well, you know, the Jets were the third most run-on team last year in the NFL because their secondary is really good. Their Jets offense sucked. Like, it made sense to attack the Jets with a conservative game plan. If you were throwing it all over the barnyard, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen in that week 1 game where he threw 4 picks, all of a sudden you give Jets life and they win the game. So I thought that was it, but obviously the run defense issue speaks for itself. Those were god-awful. And it's well said by Jared B. here. Paul, week 1 is always an overreaction. If we would have won, we would be losing our friggin' bananas right now. And we lose like, geez, the end of the world. Is this, that, or the other? The thing, the Terrence nugget I'll share from last night is, well, you know, there's 16 more of these things, which should be incredibly exciting. Taylor Sterling, I saw Clemens more than I saw JJ or McDonald. I don't know if that's true, but I don't have the snaps. I don't think the snaps are out yet. They'll probably be out after our show. But I don't know the snaps. And I'd like to give the game another rewatch. The Jet Stream, Murdog's new channel. Our run D was Swiss cheese. That needs to be addressed first and foremost. Sure, certainly. I wonder how they can. Maybe it's principles and in practice, but we'll see. Yeah, John says it on YouTube. A lot of manhandling happening out there for the Jets. It certainly seemed that way. Yeah, there's some Jalen Holmes plays. I like seeing Jalen Holmes out there. That was very nice. Braden McGregor also active. He was in there. Sure. Phil asked, Paul, what All-Pro did we sign? Kene Wanwu. He is the former Minnesota Vikings return specialist. He was a All-Pro return man 2 years ago. Again, he did not make the Vikings final roster this year. Gets cut, gets claimed on waivers by the Saints, doesn't pass that physical, so he gets released back into the pool. And apparently whatever issue, because he had to pass a physical to sign with the Jets practice squad, whatever issue he had no longer exists. So we'll see. Like I said, low risk, high reward. If he sucks still, you get rid of him. I say sucks, relatively speaking. He was an All-Pro 2 years ago. I don't know how much suckage there is, but if he can stay healthy or whatever the word is why he's moved around a little bit here. I think it's an interesting dart throw by the Jets. If you guys would like to read more about Kene Wanwu, it's in the YouTube description down below. We have an article. We wrote that yesterday. Hours before the game is when the Jets signed him. Taylor says, let's not overreact to one game. It's a long season. I agree. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree. Jesus, Jacob Cooper, disgusting game. Sick to my stomach. I mean, what I'll tell you is getting punched in the face doesn't feel good, and them running all over us, that part did not feel good. That was disconcerting. Let's just put it this way. Okay. Let's put it this way. Okay. The 49ers are the team that has been having all kinds of success. They haven't won Super Bowls. Okay, that's fair. They have not won a Super Bowl since, I believe, it's the year 1996. Or actually, excuse me, it's 1995 because there's the 1994 season because Cowboys won 92, 93, 95. So it was the 1994 regular season, the 1995 years when the 49ers won. I'll never forget that. So they've been around a lot. You can't lose the turnover battle 2-0. And you can't drop passes on third down conversions. Like the Jets shot themselves in the foot a lot. And other teams on the other side are going to take full advantage of your mistakes. So Jets had too many mistakes. They didn't adjust very well to the run defense issues, like force Brock Purdy to beat them. Brock Purdy had an efficient day. Let me see Brock Purdy's final statistics. He was 19 to 29, 230 yards. Whatever. Fine. He had a couple of nice throws. 8 yards a clip. He was sacked twice, apparently. Yeah, see, so like the Jets had 3 sacks last night. One of them was on that Debo play, which was a running play. I guess technically it was a pass because I'm sure they wanted to throw it back to Brock Purdy. So whatever. So sack numbers are a little wonky, but those were a little wonky. I push back, John, on the non-competitive thing. Weren't the Jets up 7-0? Isn't that how it started? 7-3 or something? Like, I mean, they were competitive throughout the first half, and then everything kind of fell over in the second half. Brandon Badshaw, I love this here. We played terrible against a team that was in the Super Bowl. It sucks, but we will beat the brakes off Tennessee. Did any of you see Tennessee? Awful. They were up 17-0 on this Bears team. But, I mean, they collapsed like a used lawn chair. Will Levis, if the Jets couldn't get turnovers against the 49ers, don't worry. Let me introduce you to Will Levis, who was throwing all kinds of awful passes against the Chicago Bears. So I'd be licking my chops if I'm the Jets defense. That is a great rebound. Like, okay, this one sucked. All right, let's do a quick turnaround, baby, and make that happen. Got another member shout out. Again, every time we get a super chatter member shout out, we chime in for my daughter here.
Wow.
DKL asked, who do you think called defensive plays last night? The same person who called them from the beginning. It is Jeff Ulbrich. I have no doubt about that. I'm sure Saleh is somewhat of an influence. I mean, he's on the headset, so he could intercept if he wanted to. I just hope there's no Adam Gase stuff going on. Do you remember that? Where Adam Gase would call play or someone else would call play. He gets it to his headset. He'd either give like the thumbs up or thumbs down, and then he would then pass it to the court. That's stupid. So from everything we understand, it was still Ulbrich, and that's fine with me. Ulbrich is fine. Now, he's got to address the run defense issues, obviously, but yeah, I am fairly certain that was Jeff Ulbrich. Danny in real life. These Buffalo, let me tell you, Jet fans, we got 900 people in the room right now. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. You want to know something that I'm just like, I have all these notes by me. I have all these pieces of paper by me. You want to know something I was writing down last night? Arrogant Buffalo Bills fans last night, and it was a lot of them, going, oh, so this is the elite defense they were talking about. Oh, this was this. You guys almost lost to the friggin' Cardinals week 1. Now you're going to say, well, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But you guys weren't you down 17-3 to the Arizona Cardinals at home? Now you escape with the win. God bless for the 1-0, buddy. But there's a lot of issues there on the paper. Don't worry, Bills fans. Don't worry. We'll see you guys. Let me check the calendar. Oh, yes, week 6. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be back on Monday Night Football. Be ready, Buffalo, because we're going to beat you with a wrench. But I saw so many Bills fans last night chiming in, Aaron Rodgers' movement skills. He's old. He can't move. Their elite defense isn't so elite, is it? And I'm like, okay, noted. It didn't. I was going to respond to a few, and I'm like, no, Paul, be a good boy. You know, you're getting your ass kicked right now. Just take the L like a man. We'll deal with the Buffalo Bills in due time. So I saw you, Buffalo Bills fans. I saw you. But Danny, in real life, let me read it for our audio-only listeners. The Jets' regular season, off-season, preseason, is now over, and the normal off-season has started as usual. Ha, ha, ha. Funny. Again, just like Patrick Mahomes said with that weird little puppet, we'll handle it in due time. Bills, we'll handle you in due time. You should be very afraid. That Aaron Rodgers was looking like this last night, he's going to look that much better in week 6. It's only up from here. So, Bills fans, check your diapies. Okay? Unbelievable. Bills fans. What do you do? Bills? The heck? Okay. All right. John Sauer says, where the heck was our interior offensive line? Yeah, the one I noticed that was getting pistol whipped was Elijah Vera Tucker. Good Lord. We didn't talk about that on the show last night, but yikes. ABT was getting tossed around like a beanbag. Now, if you want to talk about rust on a guy, you know, he's basically barely played over the last 2 years. So if you want to give someone a pass, I suppose. But boy, ABT was getting tossed around like a rag doll last night. Not good. No bueno. That's for sure. No bueno. Brian B., no offense as usual. Top 3 defense, huh? Whoa. No offense as usual. I didn't see that at all last night. Were we watching the same game? Now, again, I'm not saying the Jets dropped 40 on it, but no offense. Aaron Rodgers, that beautiful drive day with a lot of Garrett Wilson involved. The go-go ball after making the 49ers jump in that beautiful pass. There was offense. Not consistent offense, but there was offense. Oh, yeah. All the morsels are there. Now, you could get me talking negative, as all these things that I have for the last apparently 33 minutes. I'll open up the phone lines here in a second, but, you know, the offense, I see everything. I'm like, okay, yes. I see the things I needed to see, that's for sure. All right, let's open up the phone lines then. Let's hear from the great people. Call into the show here. Here we go. We can open up the phone lines before I head on over to the radio station. And I do want to say this, though. You fans, different fans can do whatever they want. You know, that's your prerogative. But I will be 1,000% representing my Jets gear, even in a loss, baby. So, fans, you can fan however you want to fan, but I'm just going to tell you, I'm wearing all this Jets gear with great pride. I'm not going to tuck a tail between my legs, and I come in with, the hat in the hand, and I'm just like, oh, boy, I don't even know who my fandom is. Hell no. I'm showing up with all my gear on. Hat. I'm going to be wearing Jets underwear. I'm not sure if I'm going to be showing that to anybody, but that'll be on too. I'm all in, baby. Anywho, all right. There's a lot of people that want to chime in. We've got 7 callers immediately that want to get something off their chest. So let's go to them. We got a variety of callers here. A couple of legends. What about Hep joining us here on the show? What's up, Pep?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, that was a real kick in the nads last night. Yeah. I think solid superpower is developing players, developing them. His Achilles though is developing game plans and attacking. It seems we're always on the back foot. We're always, we're never the first guy. We're never jamming it down another team's throat, and they're like going, "Oh fuck, what are we gonna?" We're always seem to. It's a struggle or something, you know. It's like I don't know. We're gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see San Francisco in the Super Bowl, and that's gonna be the big payback.
Damn straight. That's what Rodgers said after. He's like, that's a championship football team. Hopefully we see him there. Like, I love
That's
it.
right.
Damn straight.
All right, guys. You got a lot of calls, Paul. I just want to chime in on that. I love you guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Love you too, buddy. Love you, Hep. Hep coming up here on the show. All right, I got to do it. Come on. Here we go.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Jets, Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Jets.
Oh, that gets the vibes back up for me, baby. I'm seeing everyone saying, "Oh, I was humming that yesterday." Yeah, Phil says I was humming that. He said, "I am too now in the car." I'm just, green defense, special teams, and people are like, "What? What are you doing?" Oh, nothing. Sorry. Yeah. Green Day. So I'm doing it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm singing it every day in my life. So it's now the number one jam on my Spotify playlist. That is true. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. FL Phil 98, Philium with some knowledge and insights to share. I'm certain. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, Paul. And let me tell you, you gotta love him. That guy just makes you smile, doesn't he?
100%. And like I said, that, after last night, where, as Hep described it, quote, kick in the nads, there's not, for anyone that's been kicked in the nads, and I have been both in Taekwondo fights and football, and really probably my daughter every once in a while, just a random roundhouse kick there, there's really nothing you could do. You just got to rest easy. So when you're getting kicked in the nads, you might as well be listening to that Hep song, which makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. And pretty much, I think every man has felt that pain. So, this was a kick in the nads, no question. But, listen, my take on it is the Jets looked like a team that is playing their first game together. They definitely, in my opinion, they were not prepared. They just weren't ready for this game. That doesn't mean anything about where we're going. It means that they were not ready last night. All right. Hopefully, that improves, obviously. They were playing. The Niners were a team that picked up right where they left off last year, Super Bowl level. And the Jets were a team that is really trying to figure it out right now, I think. I just like you said in the show last night, I watched a replay of your recap this morning.
Yeah.
There were multiple times, though. I said in your chat yesterday, I was in the chat a couple of times. Where is Braylon Allen? Like all preseason, we're hearing about these packages they're going to use and Braylon Allen and short yardage and all this stuff. And I understand Brees is the man. And, they didn't have a lot of offense. They didn't have a lot of possessions. Jared B chimed in at one point and was like, they just didn't have enough offensive opportunity to use him. To some extent, maybe, but I was looking for some of those packages, the extra tight end, the extra running back, Braylon Allen in short yardage. And I was like, where is he? What are they doing? So, to me, that was really the only real problem I had. And then, of course, man, the defensive line was very shaky last night. But we've talked about it a million times about, Reddick. I had a pretty spirited discussion with you guys last week when Nick was on about this. I pray that they do not go drop $30 million on Hassan Reddick today. Please don't do that. Figure it out. Go beat Tennessee. Go beat New England. Go beat Denver. Chill on the whole Hassan Reddick thing. If the guy wants to come in, come on in. If not, please don't go throw $30 million at this guy now. I wanted you to pay him 2 months ago. Now, don't do that, please.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. That is a press conference that I would not look forward to, of Hassan Reddick coming in with a smile. And I'm like, and I'm just gonna be like, you mother. I'm just gonna be swearing to myself like, oh, Jets, why did you do this? Again, I get it. He's an awesome player. I can't say that he's so freaking great. He's awesome. But for you to cave after one game, after holding this stand, if they cave now, I'm going to be pissed at the Jets because I'm like, fine, if you were going to fold over like a used lawn chair, why didn't you do it in June, buddy? Because I would have felt a lot better about it because he would have gotten it all of training camp. But if you're going to be strong, and again, I'm a stubborn mule. That's my fiance. Everything I talk about, I'm a stubborn ass mule. Like, I'm going to die. We were using that term last week, die on the sword. Well, I'm dying on the sword on the other side. Like, buddy, if you want this to happen, you better come. We've already pushed it so far. It's too late. Now, this is it now. If you're going to fold, you should have done it a long time ago in terms of that crazy contract. Again, I'm cool. And I think we both are with some level of an alteration, which Ian Rapport reiterated last night on NFL Game Day, their pregame show, basically, for Monday Night Football. He said that the Jets are amenable to doing a 1 year, move things around, and then somebody's going to pay him next year, whether it's the Jets or another team. I'm totally cool with that. But if that's not what we're talking about, then no, sir. I do not want this big press conference this week announcing a Reddick extension. No, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to make it quick because I know you got callers.
Sure.
For me, it's not about even being stubborn. It's really a matter of, if they'd have signed him to an extension or given him a nice contract, if they'd have settled this weeks ago, it would have been all good. To play this the way they played it in Cave now is just stupid. And it makes them look really bad. It puts them in a bad position with every contract going forward. It's just the wrong thing to do. And I just hope they don't do that. Now, that's the last of the negativity. Listen, last night's over. It's behind us. We're going to move forward, man. Okay? Long way to go here. All right? Let's just shake it off, as Kelsey's girlfriend would say.
I love it. Phil, thanks for the call. We appreciate you.
Brother.
All right, there he is. Philia giving us some knowledge and insights. And again, I mentioned the Braylon Allen thing last night. Like, what the? And then, like, Salas asked about it in the postgame. Hey, coach, Braylon Allen, you didn't kind of use him to the end of the game. Wouldn't he be effective in third and fourth and shorts and R's? Like, we'll look into that. Look into that. Why did you look into that in the pregame, man? Again, I'm not saying that changes the game of this or that, but like, and Brees is awesome. And Brees is a big ass dude too. He's 200 plus pounds, but like, come on, man. Braylon Allen's the Predator. He's a big ass alien, for God's sakes. Like, feed that dude. Feed him in those short yarded situations. No one wants any of that business coming through. Come on now. Come on now. What are we talking about? All right, let's jump over to the phone lines here. Wow, we got a lot of cars. I'll try to get to all you guys. Okay, let's see. Who is next in this random bingo game? Johnny Boy here on the show.
Boy Green, what's going on, brother? How you holding up, man?
Well, I'm kind of like Phil at the end. That, again, I'm a positive guy by nature, so I'm just still picking up my teeth from getting punched in the face by the 49ers last night. So I'm collecting the rest of my teeth and getting ready because we don't have time. Rodgers said this to Bob Wischusen after the game. We don't have time to wallow in self-pity. We got 3 games in 10 days. We just got the first one out of the way. Now we got 2 games in 9 days here. We got to get our crap together, basically, and we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We have to immediately turn this around. So that's basically what we're going to have to do here very shortly. I know we got another show later today with Woody, but, we got to immediately turn this around, get ready for Tennessee.
Exactly. I mean, look, yesterday, right, there was mad people, bro, saying, we're going to beat the Niners 52-7. We're going to beat them. And I was like, hey, man, pump the brakes. They got a really good coach over there.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it, right? Dude, they're a well-oiled machine in regards to what they're doing while they're with the Niners. We got beat by Moody. He scored 18 points on us yesterday.
Yeah.
And
he doinked one in. Even when he didn't have it, he had it. I was like, good Lord. Yeah.
Four of those kicks were over 40 yards. Easy. 2 of them over 50.
Damn.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a guy who blew it last year when the 49ers were in their mini losing streak. He blew the field goal at the end of the game against Cleveland in Cleveland that lost them the game. So apparently he's fixed all those issues.
Yeah, I mean, are there some stuff that we need to get fixing?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Of course. I mean, but I'm not here panic button hitting it. I'm like, oh my god, everything is burning. Throw the mattress. Like, no, like everybody relax, chill. It's still
Yeah.
Jets all day, every single
Okay.
day. You know, I'm here. I mean, today maybe some people are gonna rock the what is it, the letter opener hat,
Oh yeah,
right?
that's right.
So
Yeah.
they would
That's
be,
funny. Yeah.
but it's again, we got out coached, we got beat by the kicker. You know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not worried yet in regards to that. Next week is Tennessee. We got the hardest game out of our schedule out the way already. It's all
Correct.
done. Now let's go ahead and see what we have. Look, I want the playoffs. Okay,
Of
by
course.
any means necessary, make the damn playoffs and all that. A-Rod looked good
Oh
yesterday.
yeah.
You know, everybody was worried. I mean, B-Mac had pretty much beat that thing down to her head. Are you worried about him with his ankle? Are you
He
worried about
made me worried with all the questions. I was like, "No, I'm good. Am I
exa-
good? Am I good? Am I good?" Like he kept asking. And to be honest, none of us, of course, wanted to see Rodgers get sacked last night. But he gets sacked, and we're like, and he gets back up, dusts himself off, and goes, I'm like, oh, thank God. So, like,
yeah,
everything was good. Like, it happened. And, again, you don't want him just standing in front and getting whacked by somebody. And he got, and think about the whole full circle. It was Leonard Floyd who hit him, the same guy who hit him the year before. Saw a lot of those tweets. And he got up, and you're like, okay, thank God. Everything's good. He made it through a full game. And he showed those elite flashes to me. That thank goodness.
exactly. I mean, Fotu was missing last night. We need a bigger dude next to
For
freaking
sure.
but in man. Like, it has to happen. Again, these are stuff that the Jets are gonna go back and be like, okay, we got beat by the guys that were in the damn Super Bowl last year. All right, it's like what I said to you, to everybody yesterday, and when you were with Woody and everything. And I know I was getting like killed in the chat, but
And
I
look
was
at you now.
I was just being honest, man. Like,
Yeah.
this game right here is gonna humble us
Mm-hmm.
from all the whole, oh, Super Bowl when we fucking are. Yo, I'm one of those guys that was saying the same thing, dude. But
Mm-hmm.
we got a quick punch in the mouth. We got up, and we got to go ahead and show how we're gonna go ahead and counter, because it's our time, man. We are too talented of a team for us to be like, no, we can't do this and all that. Coach Sala, look, we got out coach, bro. It's as simple.
Straight up.
On Friday, Mason knew that he was
Oh, yeah.
a running back. Like, nobody's talking about that. And then a couple of minutes, right,
Yikes.
we had game plans for CMC to try to go ahead and prevent for what CMC could have done.
Uh-huh.
I mean, dude, Kyle was a fucking genius, bro. I'm sorry for cursing, sir.
No, you could swear as much as you want. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you saw the creativity, the Debo Samuel plays, this play, that play. I mean, yeah, he got really creative. And by the way, random shout out, we have Leany, of course, in our chat. She said, at least Moody helped me win in fantasy last night. So, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Makes you feel a little bit better about it, Leany. So, thank you. Member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate
And
you.
just like in Jets fashion, my daughter's first game,
Yeah.
straight crying, baby, because she was pissed off. So
Yeah, excellent.
it's still
Good.
Jets all day, man. Jets, 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 Jets. We're in here, bro. BG, appreciate you and your dedication. 1 o'clock something in the morning, you were still on, and you still came on at 7:30.
Damn straight.
Hardest man.
That's it.
Later, dude.
Appreciate you, Johnny. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, damn straight, baby. I'm telling you. So we are live. For those who are new to the show, we got 1,000 people in the room right now. We're live every single day on this channel at 7:30 in the morning. So make sure you find it if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else. You guys can check out my channel. On Twitter, there's a bio, link to my bio. Or a link in my bio, excuse me, in the description on Twitter, and it brings you over here to YouTube. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, spread the gospel, baby. We're live every single day at 7:30. Plus on Tuesdays, Thursdays, we're live at 3. Plus we're live 2 hours after every post game, and I do the Jay Cashman show every Friday. So we're active, baby. We're active. All right, let's go to another caller here. All right, this guy looks new. Let's go to the letter M. The letter M. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm not. I've been watching your show for a long time. I just never call it.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, all right. What's up?
No doubt. Listen, I think that last guy who called is completely inaccurate. I'm a 46-year-old Jet fan. I've been a Jet fan my whole life. Like, I am the
Okay.
weird diehard fan, like every other idiot on this place.
All right.
Jets look terrible. Morgan Moses was a sieve. And listen, I get it's game one. Aaron Rodgers looked old. There was zero intensity. Like, this is the first game of the year. All the hype, all the bullshit you went through last year with Aaron Rodgers going down, and you don't muster up that intensity. I mean, it is out of control what that showed us last night from a coaching staff, from a team staff. I mean, if we're only relying on two players, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson last night, I mean, it's unfathomable. And not only that, that offensive coordinator could be the worst offensive coordinator of all time. We can't expect for Aaron Rodgers to be the to be the OC as well. It's like the guy's just coming back. I get it. But the simple fact is Nathaniel Hackett looked lost. Robert Saleh looked well over his head. Aaron Rodgers looked old. The offensive line on the right side, I thought we were going to be, when Brees broke it to the right side, I was like, oh, we got Morgan Moses and AVT in there. We're going to, it's 2 yards. There's something deeply wrong, and I get, I'm not being overzealous. It's week one. I'm a longtime Jet fan, but something just didn't seem right, and you shouldn't come in like that. Anyway, I'm sure you have a room packed full of people, so I'll get off and listen to your response. Have a great day. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah, thank you, Em. And feel free to call anytime, whether it's a first-time caller or a long-time caller. We appreciate it. The only thing, the run offense, the run blocking. Yeah, that was very weird how I said that. The run blocking, sure, you can mention sieves of not creating lanes for Brees. I thought the pass protection, I said this last night, so I want to make sure I repeat whatever last night for the same takeaways to not make it look like I'm ignoring it. I thought the Jets' pass protection was terrific last night, to be honest with you. I think Rodgers only got sacked that one time. He got sacked, he got back up. The pass protection was awesome for Aaron Rodgers as far as I'm concerned. They did a terrific job. Again, they didn't have enough opportunities, I think, offensively, and a few of those are their own self-inflicted wounds. Rodgers missed on a couple of passes. Lazard had that drop. You had, of course, the Brees Hall fumble. You had the Aaron Rodgers deflected interception. Like, you add all of that crap together, and that gives you something. But I would say the pass protection, I thought, again, I'm not trying, I don't feel like I am. I don't feel like I'm stressing or straining to try to find the positive morsels here. I thought the pass protection was really good. I disagree on the Aaron Rodgers looking old thing. I didn't see that. I saw Aaron Rodgers show those elite flashes. We're like, okay, this is this guy's first full game back in 20 months. I saw plenty of flashes to make me feel great for the rest of the season. But again, I love the different takes. All of you guys don't have to come on here and tell me I'm handsome. I do appreciate that. But you guys can come on and say whatever the hell you want. This is a show by the people for the people. We keep that open. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a lot of people want to get on the show. NY Jets FL, why don't you chime in?
Paul, good morning. The defense to me was a little bit alarming at times, especially, I mean, I want to see Leonard Taylor play next week.
Yeah.
Seeing Ashton Davis covering Deebo Samuel and floundering like a fish out of water. I don't know how that happens. Justin Juchek, he was wide open.
Oh yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. Yeah.
Oh,
And by the
Juszczyk,
way,
okay.
and Troy Aikman, he noted it again. I know the Jets coaching staff are not listening to the Monday Night Football game on the broadcast, but they ran this play with Juszczyk where he just ran a wheel route. The Jets just said, like, fuck him. And that's Kyle Juszczyk. He's a fullback.
Exactly.
This must be what they said. And Troy Aikman went, oh boy, if I'm up in that 49ers coaching booth, I'm circling that the Jets ignored that and coming back to it. And they did. And he ran like a running back angle route and was wide open. Ashton Davis also going, oh geez. And I love Ashton Davis, but good Lord. I mean, that was awful. So yeah, 2 Ashton Davis plays at least that were very bad. And then Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback. I'm glad you brought that up. We hadn't talked about that yet either on this morning's earlier recap show or this show. Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. Oh boy.
Hey Paul, you brought up the ESPN crew. I mean, they were too busy sucking the asses of the 49ers and their coaches to realize that Mosley was hurt, and so was Sauce. I mean,
Yeah.
we had no idea Mosley was hurt until like 20 seconds later. The play didn't start, and we're like, "What's going on?" And you see CJ off on the side, and I'm like, I mean, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are horrendous. I mean, in my they're okay, but call the game, man. You're not there to you're gonna kiss the 49ers ass the whole freaking broadcast. It was disgusting. It was
And I
honestly
missed
disgusting.
And those are the nuggets to your point that I want. So Sauce mysteriously goes out of the game. We're like, oh God, what's happening to Sauce? And they just kind of say, we'll get some sort of an update here. And then Lisa gives the update of like it's not a medical reason. And then Sauce gets back in there, but they didn't even say anything. They didn't say, oh wow, Sauce has re-entered the game. They had a camera that was just Sauce, like with the mouthpiece in, like clearly he's in the game. So I was waiting for them to go. And now Sauce has returned to the game. They didn't even mention it. And then the game just kept rolling. So yeah, that was a little weird. I normally like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, but yeah, there was a few weird last night.
Paul, I think a lot of these takes should be happening maybe after the Tennessee game if we lose. I mean,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
M was a passionate caller. Um, I think criticizing the offense is a little early for that. I thought they were decent, and I thought the line was decent. So I I like maybe some of the few callers said, Garrett. I didn't see anybody but Garrett. I mean, and well, Lazard had a couple catches, but he keyed on Garrett. They played a soft zone. Rogers said they played a soft zone, so I don't think there was a lot. They were giving up a lot, and we couldn't run, so they
Yeah.
were kind of hamstrung on offense. And of course, we have a hamstrung offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Couple things. I'm not on a lot of sleep either. The Garrett Wilson play that was overturned, I thought he got his heel down before his toe touched.
Yes, that for those who don't know the rule, it is supposed to be obviously 2 feet in. However, however, if you do certain parts of your foot, you don't need the full foot. So like if you get toe down, it's just toe. But if you go toe to heel, it has to be full. So yeah, I think there was a little bit like, long story short, excuse my Guatemala, fuck you, replay assist. Like, okay, we're moving and grooving, we're getting ready for the next play. Like, whoa, actually, beep boop pop. You guys are back here. Like, wait, what? And then you have to go back, and then that drive, that's the 4th down that Roger threw a short, small ball off a target pass, excuse me, to Garrett Wilson, then the drive's dead. And they're like, geez. Because, like, that was the chance. The Jets, it was still a 2-score game. If the Jets keep driving, make it a 1-score game, all of a sudden, let's see what happens. And so, again, to the few people who said, completely non-competitive. Well, the Jets were leading for a while, and then there was that moment in the game where you immediately make it back 1 score. I'm like, you have a chance. So, yeah.
Hey, Paul, at one point, Purdy was 2 for 6 for 20 yards in the second quarter. And I'm like,
I saw that.
Feeling pretty,
Yeah.
I'm like, we're doing okay. We were,
Mm-hmm.
and it just, some of those running lanes, you could have driven a car through it. I mean, we weren't even close. Yeah, we weren't even close to touching the running back. I mean, he was 5 yards in down the field before you even saw a jet. And if you did, some of the tackling was atrocious.
Yeah, here's the
Let's
stat.
just-
94 of Jordan Mason had 147 yards rushing last night. Shout out to Rich Samiti for this. 94 of his 147 yards came before contact, which means the Jets didn't lay a pinky on him before he got 94 of his 147. And that based on what you're saying, that doesn't surprise you. Obviously, it doesn't surprise me because, like, again, he was someone running in the open prairie with like nothing around. I'm like, geez, good Lord, where is this? And yes, that's another issue we have not talked enough about. The missed tackles. I mean, what the flying hoot? Like, Debo, the Sauce injury or whatever happened doesn't happen if Quinnen gets him, Jermaine gets him. There was a lot of missed tackles last night. You mentioned Ashton Davis, blessed by the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, getting pimp slapped to the side. I'm like, oh, geez. And I'm like, oh, that was the only guy who was on him. That wasn't a zone there. Oh, geez. So, yeah, the tackling was piss poor. That's fundamental stuff. That you could do tackling, whether it's the 49ers, Panthers, or whatever team. That's on you, man, doing your right technique. So, yeah, that one was a little disconcerting. Yeah, it's week 1, but, like, yeah, the tackling was awful. Absolutely awful.
Paul, while I was watching the game and watching us getting mauled on the line, I had thoughts of seeing Ramondre Stevenson coming up in 2 weeks, 10 days. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, we got to get this fixed. So that's why I started my call. Leonard Taylor, we need some physical, big, guys to stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I we got to get big quick. Everyone has a tape on us now. That's
Mm.
the first thing you have to fix. The pass rush. I really don't think that Reddick would have really helped much because you're going to be run on. Is he really going to pass rush? He Purdy had all day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't. If you're getting run at and run down the throat, that eliminates your pass rushers. They
Correct.
couldn't stop a nosebleed. So I think the Reddick conversation is a bit irrelevant. And please stop bringing up Bryce Huff already. Please enough. The guy couldn't. The guy was a specialty pass rusher. That's all he did. I don't think he even made one tackle last year on the running play. I
Yeah.
know you got a lot of callers, Paul. Let's save some of the alarming takes if we lose in Tennessee.
Yes.
Have a good one, Paul.
I appreciate that. There it is. There he is, NY Jets FL, joining us on the show. Yeah, I agree on a lot of those points. Of like again, this is week one. It's one game. It was not pretty. It did not taste good. Yeah, I got punched in the face. So like, Paul, how'd that feel? Not great, Bob. Not great. I was not a fan of getting punched in the face. But it's one game. But we can have proper criticisms of the game, of course, obviously. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We've got Badshaw here on the show.
Hey.
Oh, geez. So sorry. Catch you with your pants down, Badshaw. How are we?
Yep. No. Oh well, I've been better after last night.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun, but
no.
I think so. Here's my opinion. I feel like we played like we have a 40-year-old quarterback, and let me explain what that means. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers played like he was 40 years old. He threw some lasers. I mean, he did.
Yeah,
but
very nice.
When we started out the game, it looked like when we had Zach Wilson. It was like, Breece Hall, third down. All right, we have to pass. And everybody knows we've got to pass. I mean, to convert. And then it's like, okay, we convert. Breece Hall, third down. And it just, that frustrates me. So
thank you for bringing that up, because I had that in my notes, but I forgot to bring that up on the show earlier this morning, and then now. It was so Nathaniel Hackett, predictable run, pass. You have Aaron Rodgers, for God's sakes. Now, fine, you want to kind of ease him into the game at first, but like it didn't only happen at the beginning. It happened a lot. And then the 49ers like, oh, cool. 3rd and 5. Wonder what you're going to do. 3rd and 6. What are you going to do? I was like, oh, yeah, that got me last time. I'm like, good night. Come on, Nathaniel. Haven't you been sitting on your bag for an entire year of like, I have all these things to unlock and reveal? Like, for God's sakes, man. It's a good point. It's fair.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, now when he was passing, he looked good. Now, I will say there was a couple times with the way he was moving in the pocket, I didn't really like his agility and whatnot, but I mean, he's a 40-year-old I mean, it reminded me a lot of Peyton Manning, I guess, seeing him kind of like out there. But now it's just crazy to see him barely toss a pass and it just, fly through the air like 100 miles an hour. I mean, that's beautiful to see and whatnot. Yeah. But anyway, my other take is, if you watch the 49ers, they used all their weapons. I mean, they ran it down our throats. But they had Debo. They used him in a lot of different ways.
Ayuk. Yep.
I can't ever say the fullback's name.
Kyle Juszczyk. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm like, we could do that as well. I mean, we've got Conklin. I can't think. Mike Williams. Mike Williams.
Yeah,
Did
no,
we throw
yeah.
a
Mike
single?
Williams, he did not get a catch, and Conklin only got one catch. I was at the end of the game. I'm pretty sure Tyrod Taylor threw him that one. So yeah, no stats for Mike Williams. He did appear in the game. I noticed because like it's hard not to notice him. He's a massive dude, and his jersey number stands out. So he came in a handful of times, but he looked like more a decoy than anything. I don't even think they targeted him. So
yeah, and I mean that interception, that was just a good defensive play. That really, I didn't feel like that was Rodgers. I didn't feel like that was.
oh
Wilson.
no, I don't think so. No.
But anyway, we kind of expected this. A lot of people expected the 49ers to win that game. I didn't expect them to win by that much, but we're going to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to run the ball on us like that. They're going to try. Salah is a really good defensive guy. He is. He's smart. He'll make his adjustments. We're going to win 21-0. Tennessee.
There you go.
I'll be there at the game. I'm not going to let them score a touchdown, guys. I promise. If I have to get out there, tackle Tony Pollard, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes. All right.
I love it. Well, thanks for the takes, Bad Sean. Can't wait. Hopefully we get a lot of pictures in the Discord from you in Tennessee Titans land. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Will do, buddy. Will do. Y'all have a good Tuesday.
All right. You too. Appreciate the takes. Very good. If I put a temperature gauge in there, those are well-seasoned takes right there. That's for sure. We got 1,200 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe, baby. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning, baby. And as FL Phil 98 says, bad Shaw, baby. All right, let's keep going. We got more phone calls to get to. Up next here on the channel, Uncle Tio, what's up?
What's up, Paul? Salute to the coffee club.
Of course.
Is the sky falling yet?
Well, wait, let me see if I can pull it up. Wait. I definitely
What's the
had
prognostication of the weather? Sky falling, same
right,
old Jets.
Rodgers is washed. Here's a good one. Okay, wait, there's another one in here. Oh, no. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Knob deep again. The season's over. 7 wins. Here we come. Look, see? First game already out there. So you can find them if you squint in the comment section. Yes.
On my show, Sunday Shenanigans, I made 3 points. And 1 point I didn't make was that on Monday we would be Shanahannigan.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, yeah, right. That's funny. Yeah.
But in my 3 points, I'm going to be really, really brief.
Okay.
I said we needed to put our hands on Brock Purdy. That didn't happen.
No.
We lacked a pass rush. I don't even know did he even get sacked? I mean, I don't even remember.
Technically,
it was a technical one. Yeah.
He got sacked 3 times.
Right.
No, he didn't. So let me rephrase that. The 49ers got sacked 3 times. Debo on that weird trick play, which again, fine. That apparently counted. Put that one aside. So they had 2 sacks on Brock Purdy, but 2 of them were he did like kind of this weird rollout and just fell to the ground. They just went boop and touched it. So I guess, but not really.
It was like a flag football sack.
Exactly. Like, yeah, here we go. And then rip the flag. Here you go. But like to the sense of what you're talking about, like generating a pass rush, no, I didn't really see it. No.
Yeah, I mean, and without that, without generating a pass rush, you're not putting him under pressure. He's comfortable in the pocket. They're going to execute on their plays. Kyle Shanahan, a lot of people said, outcoached Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh was under Kyle Shanahan. So, I mean, if anyone knows, Robert Saleh and what, bag of tricks that he's going to come into the game with, it is him. But what Kyle Shanahan did was he did Shanahan, him, his father. They're known for plug and play running backs. And everybody was like, okay, well, CMC is going to be out. This is an opportunity. I don't know if you remember, it was a Thursday night game. Well, I think it was we played Cleveland, and I want to say Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback. He gets hurt.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield comes in.
That's correct.
And he comes in and wins the game. The Jets have really, really bad luck with scenarios like that. And in my head, I just saw that scenario again. I was like, all right, they're gonna put Joe Blow in there, and he's gonna run for 200 yards against us. Listen, we got Shanahan.
We did.
And the whole deal is that we only had 21 minutes time of possession. They had almost 40 minutes time of possession. Okay.
Yeah.
8 of those minutes was garbage time with Tyrod Taylor. On top of that, we were on it seemed like preseason mode, Aaron Rodgers, I knew that Aaron Rodgers, was going to need some time to kind of get, in the flow and things like that.
It's his first game in 20 months, of course. Yes.
Yeah. But he actually looked good in the 12 minutes of time of possession that we did have.
Mm-hmm.
Brees fumbled the ball. Mm-hmm. And then the interception was not Aaron Rodgers' fault. It went off somebody's hands and then, into the defender's hands.
Correct.
So that was 2 of our possessions in 12 minutes of time of possession. I mean, that's ridiculous. No one is going to win a game under those circumstances. The other 2 points I had was stopping the run, which obviously we didn't. And I want to say we potentially do have a problem up the middle. We don't have a Quentin Jefferson or Al Woods types. Are we missing JFM right about now? I mean, those players kind of solidified those first 2 downs for running plays, and nobody has yet to be established in the front line to play that role. So that was a sore spot that we can see. And if we don't, fix that issue, I mean, we got Tony Pollard coming up on short rest, this Sunday. And
Andre Stevenson on that short week. Someone else warned us about it. I saw Jared talking about it too. He's an angry runner, man, that breaks through arm tackles. Every opponent, they would not be doing themselves service if they don't attempt to run it down the Jets' run and say, well, if the 49ers did it, why can't we? And that's what everyone's going to try to do. So the Jets better fix this fix, because other teams are going to be checking the pipe going like, did you really fix that pipe? Clink, clink. And then all falls apart. Guess not. Run through. Run.
The other thing that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, we lost on both sides of the line. Yes. Their defensive line outplayed our offensive line, and it didn't show up in sacks. What it showed up, it was in run defense, in plugging up the holes. Their defensive line outplayed our offensive line to the point where Brees was not getting any kind of motivation in that line. He would get to a hole, it would be plugged up. He would get on the outside. They would break, they would maintain the contain on the edges. There was nothing going on for our running game. And I want to say that, Shanahan and the defensive coordinator said, okay, you know what? Aaron Rodgers is going to be rusty. We're going to take a chance to let him do what they, do on that side or whatever. We'll take, dink and dunk. We'll take, we'll play that zone or whatever, but they are not going to run on us. Brees Hall is not going to run on us. And that is not being mentioned enough. We did not win the trenches on the offensive line in the run game, and we protected the quarterback fine, which is great. I mean, you love to see that. You don't want another injury again, but we did not do good on run offense with our offensive line. Brees Hall did not have holes to go through. None of our gadget plays were working out. It just didn't seem like a good situation. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
They were the NFC champions last year.
Correct.
No one came into this thinking that this was going to be an easy game. We were underdogs in the game. The expectation for me was that we weren't winning. I mentioned during my show, and I said, listen, based on the Trent Williams situation, based on CMC possibly being out, those things level the playing field, and we might be able to eke a win out in overtime. But I mean, it wasn't an expectation that we were going to go in there and 20-0, and we're gonna. So listen, it's not the end of the world. I will say though that Aaron Rodgers hugging Alfonso Ribeiro at the beginning of the game, I'm just gonna call it the Carlton dance. The Carlton dance.
Sure.
I put that picture up. I said, that is the new curse starting the year, the Carlton dance curse. So
yes.
I'll make fun. We got the Titans coming up. I think
Yes.
We'll win that game. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? It's the Jets. Still wear your stuff with pride, man. And you know what I mean? Like, don't be a cloud on the day. This is not an expectation of like one game and the season is over.
Right.
We got 17 games. Nobody thought that this team was going to go 17-0, 20-0. At least I didn't. I mean, if you're a realistic fan, you know that wasn't going to happen. But you know what I'm saying? We're going to take it game by game.
Yes.
All being said, A-Rod did look good in my eyes. He looked sharp. And there's something to build on. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
We'll lick our chops, and we'll feast on the Titans next week. Let's go.
Yeah, by the way, before you sign off, Terrence Hill from his private jet to Cabo. Apparently it's got Wi-Fi. He said Tia with a lot of fire emojis. All right, as Terrence heads to his private island. Okay, wonderful.
Let's go. And listen, pay it forward. Get those memberships. Terrence, my man, the next emoji coming up or whatever, he deserves that. Right. Let's get those memberships up. You know what I'm saying? JETS, Jets. Paul, you do a great job all the time. Love your show always. Let's go. Can't wait to see you with Woody at 3. Signing off. Peace.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. All right, we'll get to one last call, and he will finish us off here. It is the wonderful EZ who's in the closer role. What's up, EZ? Yeah.
Okay, here are my thoughts.
Sure.
We played zone passing. Way too soft of a zone. Just way too soft of a zone. On our run defense, our linebackers were like 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Why didn't they close up a little bit? You knew they were running, and you let your defensive line handle the initial blockers, so the guy had 5 yards before they even touched him. I would have.
Yeah, I would have liked some more run blitzing. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was like the old Tampa Bay umbrella defense in the back. I mean, you gave the guy, all they had to do was get a little hole, and he had 6 yards before a linebacker could even get near him. It was horrible, and they didn't adjust that all game long. They just they were. I'm telling you, the linebackers and secondaries played way too deep. And why didn't you mix in a couple of run blitzes just to throw them off, just to keep them on? It was so vanilla. It looked like a damn preseason game with third stringers. It was terrible. We couldn't stop a nosebleed. And on offense, don't even get me started about that. The only thing that was working was the passing game, and Hackett didn't call enough passes. What a schmuck. I mean, he's terrible. He's just terrible. Every year, first down, hand off to Breece Hall. First down, hand off to Breece Hall. First down, hand off to Breece Hall. Gee, why don't you just send him a note? Hey, this is the guy. We're running. He's going this way. Fucking idiots. Idiots. It was just inane stupidity. It was predictable.
Very.
And why didn't they have running? Remember, I was saying they could do so many creative things. Have two running backs, fake the handoff to one of the two running backs, and then do a play action pass. They did nothing. They didn't utilize the strength. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best play action quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, and they didn't use it. Hackett, I'm sorry, Aaron. I love you. And I know you love Hackett, but the boy's got to go.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a fake offensive coordinator. I don't even have my headset. I left it in the other truck. And I could have called a better game with an eye patch on. I mean, it was just, tell me I'm wrong about how the defense was lined up.
I cannot, Easy. That is not within my capabilities to tell you're wrong on that stuff when you are right.
Why? I mean, the linebacker should have moved up 2 or 3 steps. Maybe I would have tried to make Brock Purdy beat me because he wasn't that good in the first quarter.
Yeah. He again. I think it was Tio had it or somebody. Badshaw, I don't remember who it was, but someone said that Purdy had like 20 yards in the middle of the second quarter. It's true. He had like nothing. Yeah.
And oh my God, I mean, Reese probably had his worst game as a pro. I mean, he fumbled, he dropped the pass, he just his ass last night. I don't know why. Why didn't
and he padded the
they
stats
put Braylon
too.
Allen in on a couple plays?
Yeah, he finished the game with 16 carries for 54 yards, and he padded the stats at the end. So it looked much worse than what it was, or it looks better than it was. It was worse. Yeah.
No, it was bad. And why didn't you just kick the extra point? I mean, 21 would have looked like 19.
Yeah, right. What difference?
It would have showed that the Jets scored 3 touchdowns on them in the limited time they had the ball.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't run blitz because you knew it was coming. I'm surprised they didn't stack the box on a couple of plays because you knew it was coming. It was like they had the same defense on every play, and the passing zone was way too soft. Why are they so adverse to doing man defense on the receivers?
Beats me, Easy.
That was the one problem I had. Everything was too predictable.
Yeah, too predictable, and hopefully they clean it up because again, they don't have a lot of time, as Roger said after the game, to wallow in self-pity. That they got to turn it around for Tennessee.
Well, I did say there would be about 5 field goals.
You did, but a lot of those on the San Francisco side, it appeared. Yeah.
I mean, the defense bent but didn't quite break. How many touchdowns did they score? Did they score 3? 2 or 3?
So yeah, let's do the math here for them. So they got. It looks like I believe they got 2. I believe they have 2 touchdowns, and everything else was field goals. I'm fairly certain.
So I mean, you gotta like that a little bit, but
yeah, just 2 touchdowns. It was Jordan Mason and Debo. Those were the only 2 touchdowns. They were both runs. Yep.
I remember years ago, when what's his name was coaching the Seattle Seahawks.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, that's it. Thank you. Pete Carroll had tackling drills every practice. Every practice. When they had the Legion of Boom those years, he had tackling drills every practice, getting down to the fundamentals. And there were just some plays. The one where Sauce got hit a little bit hard and banged up a little bit. I mean, one guy had him. Quinnen had him in the backfield. Let 100%. Him go. JJ had him next, about a yard and a half behind the line of scrimmage. Let him go. Mosley looked slow last night.
Yeah,
I think Mosley got hurt, and he
did. Yeah, he hurt his wrist. Yeah.
But Mosley looked a little slow last night. He's the one who looked slow. Rodgers didn't look slow.
No, I thought Rodgers looked good. To be honest with you, EC, your calls kind of break it up there, EC. But I appreciate you being the one that signs us off this show. We have 1,300 people in the room on all our social media platforms that we're streaming to right now. Thank you, everybody, for calling in. Thank you for calling in this morning. We were live at 2 a.m. for the immediate post-game show, or relatively immediate post-game show than this show. So we appreciate you. We'll be live for a 3rd time today. Third time. That's coming up at 3 o'clock. I'll be live with James Woody for 30 minutes before I jump over to Syracuse Mets baseball. That'll be coming up at 3 o'clock right on the button today. We will see you guys then. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for paying it forward and spreading the love with the memberships. Love it, everybody. And we'll have a jam-packed week, and eventually we're going to turn the page to the Tennessee Titans. We'll have a couple of Titans insiders on this week to help preview that game. And again, for all you old people out there, I'd say old people, even me, a normal 1 o'clock game coming up this Sunday. No prime time. Nice 1 o'clock affair on a Sunday. Not too shabby. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care.